The journey to 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 was growing. The roads were uneven, and the bus 𝗥𝗲𝗵𝗿𝗿 creaked with every mile. Despite the discomfort, he sat quietly, his thoughts centered on his children and the promise of a better future. 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲, a growing trade hub, was said to be alive with opportunity. For Tegeri, it represented a chance to raise above the struggles that had defined his life. As the bus rolled into 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲, the town greeted him with a chaotic mix of sounds and smell. The streets were lined with traders selling everything from dry fish to vibrant fabrics. Men hauled goods on wooden carts, and children darted between stalls, laughing and shouting. Tegeri made his way to the fishing docks, a sprawling area by the river where boats of all sizes bobbed on the murky water. The docks buzzed with activity, fishermen unloading their catches while merchants haggled over prices. He approached a group of men mending nets under the shade of a thatched shelter. One of them, a wiry man named 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲, looked up as Tegeri introduced himself. "I heard there is work here," Tegeri said. 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 sized him up. "You have walked the river before?" "I've walked in Sharia," Tegeri replied. "I can handle myself." 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 nodded slowly. "We are short on hands. You will start tomorrow. Be here by dawn." The work at 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 was tougher than anything Tegeri had faced. The river was unpredictable, and the competition among fishermen was fierce. But the pay was better, and Tegeri poured every ounce of his strength into his labor. Each day, he sent money back to Odugbo, ensuring that Dangana, Baje, and now Dane had what they needed. During his times at the docks, he befriended 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿𝗏, a seasoned fisherman with a sharp wit and a wealth of stories. 𝗥𝗲𝗴 quickly became a mentor, teaching Tegeri the tricks of the trade and sharing advice on navigating the complexity of the fishing business. 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 is a land of opportunities, but it's also a land of pitfalls. 𝗥𝗲𝗴 warned one evening as they shared a meal of roasted fish, "Keep your head down and don't let greed blind you." Meanwhile, back in Odugbo, life was slowly improving for Tegeri's children. Dangana excelled in school, often earning praise from his teachers for his intelligence and determination. Baje's carpentry skills continued to grow under Woshiri's guidance, and Dane, though still quiet, found comfort in being reunited with her brothers. One day, Dangana received a scholarship offer to attend a prestigious secondary school in Lokoja. The opportunity was a dream come true, but it came with challenges, tuition and boarding fee far beyond what Tegeri could afford. "Don't worry, Abba will find a way," Dangana told his siblings, his voice filled with quiet confidence. Back in 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲, Tegeri found his own challenges. 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲, who had initially welcomed him, began to show signs of resentment. The older fishermen whispered that 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 felt threatened by Tegeri's growing reputation as a hard worker and reliable partner. One evening, after a particularly successful haul, 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 confronted Tegeri. "You think you are better than the rest of us?" he sneered. "I'm just here to do my work," Tegeri replied calmly. But 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 wasn't satisfied. He spread rumors among the fishermen, claiming that Tegeri was stealing from their catches. Though the accusations were baseless, they created tension on the docks. 𝗥𝗲𝗴, ever the voice of reason, pulled Tegeri aside. "Don't let him get to you. People like 𝗪𝗲𝗳𝗲 thrive on envy. Focus on your goals." Tegeri took 𝗥𝗲𝗴's advice to heart, pouring his energy into his work and saving every kobo he earned. As the weeks passed, Tegeri's diligence paid off. He saved enough money to cover Dangana's tuition and sent it home with a letter full of encouragement. "Dangana, this is your chance to achieve something greater. Make me proud and never forget where you come from." The letter brought tears to Dangana's eyes. He vowed to honor his father's sacrifices, throwing himself into his studies with even greater determination. One fateful evening, A fierce storm descended 𝗪𝗳𝗳𝗧. The fishermen scrambled to secure their boats, but the raging winds and torrential rain made it nearly impossible. Tegeri and 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿 walked side by side, pulling nets and tying ropes as the river threatened to swallow their livelihoods. As the storm reached its peak, 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿's boat broke free from its moorings. Desperate to save it, he waded into the turbulent water, only to be swept away by the current. Without hesitation, Tegeri dove in after him, his strong arms cutting through the waves. It was a harrowing struggle, but Tegeri managed to drag 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿 back to the shore. The other fishermen looked on in awe as Tegeri performed chest compressions, coaxing 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿 back to life. When 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿 finally coughed up water and opened his eyes, his expression was a mix of shock and gratitude. You saved me," he stammered. Tegeri simply nodded, his exhaustion evident. "We are all in this together." From that day forward, the tension between them dissolved. 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗿, humbled by his experience, became one of Tegeri's staunchest allies. As Tegeri continued to build his life in 𝗪𝗪𝗳𝗧, news from Odugbo brought joy and sorrow. Danielle wrote him regularly, her letters filled with stories of school and life with her brothers. But one letter carried troubling news. Toko, the neighbor who had cared for the children in Tegeri's absence, had fallen seriously ill. Tegeri's heart sank. Toko had been a pillar of support for his family, and the thought of losing her was unbearable. He resolved to visit Odugbo as soon as possible, knowing that his journey was far from over.